Blog Talk Radio.
Something's gone wrong. For all our vigilance and battle scars over the Bill of Rights, have we let the flame of freedom's torch grow cold? Because there can be no torch to pass where there's no flame.
Freedom has only one enemy it cannot defeat, and that is negligence. So your presence here, now, today, is an act of reverence. Of all man's works beneath the heavens, none shines brighter than our Constitution. I think Jefferson and Paine, Adams, Madison, Mason, Franklin, I think they're looking down right now at us. I think they understand what we're trying to do, what we strive to do. Every time our country stands in the path of danger, an instinct seems to summon her finest first, those who truly understand her. When freedom shivers in the cold shadow of true peril, it's always the patriots who first hear the call. When loss of liberty is looming, as it is now, the siren sounds first in the hearts of freedom's vanguard.
Good evening, everybody. This is Joe Joseph. I have my co-host with me, John King, here. Tonight we have back A.C. Griffith, a close friend of ours here on the show. And I wish I could say, well, it's going to be an exciting show tonight, but unfortunately, with the events that are unfolding, I can't say so much as that it's exciting as much as it's kind of dire. What do you say, John?
Well, I just was sitting here thinking about how I feel about the information that we're going to go over tonight, and the only thing that I can think of, Joe, is this analogy. I think to myself that, now I'm going to paraphrase, where the Bible said, "Blessed be with those who are alive and to witness the great and terrible day of the Lord." And I thought, boy, that's really profound that those people should be blessed. And you know what? Being in the position that you and I are in, let me give you an analogy about how it makes me feel. You're driving down the road, you fall asleep because you're tired, you wake up and you see a wall 10 feet in front of you and you're doing 70 miles an hour. That's basically how it makes me feel. Yeah,
I feel you too. Just if anybody new to the show, I'll give you a little bio on A.C. Griffith. He was an associate within the NSA. He carried a top-secret clearance, a cryptographic clearance, and in more recent times he was associated with CIA operations. He's married to a lady lawyer, judge. His father-in-law was Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Virginia. So definitely a credible background, to say the least. And without further ado, Griff, are you there?
Yes, Joe, I'm right here.
Outstanding, my friend. Boy, it's looking pretty bad down there, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And I would have to fabricate to tell you anything else. It's going to get worse. The time is ticking. We see a number of things coming upon us, including probable confrontation with Iran and Israel, and the United States military is mixed up in that. So, and in addition to that, we're collapsing financially.
That's right.
I noticed in the news the other day, Illinois has stopped paying its bills. They're out of money. They've stopped paying their bills. Now, think about that. Now, they're not the only one. California's been running on fumes for a long time, and they're cutting their payroll back. All of their employees in the state, 200,000 are going to receive minimum wage. Now, we're close to financial collapse. We're days and weeks away from total financial collapse using a fiat, bogus, fake money system. Now, how do you collapse when you're using a fake system that you can print all you want? Well, we're collapsing. They've run out of rope. And the world financial system is also in terrible trouble. It's collapsing also. So we not only have the Gulf situation, we have a lot of other situations, and Give me another minute or so, and I can think of 10 more that are coming upon us all at one time. And this is not an imaginary thing. This is real. This is going to grab all of us and grab our families and our children. And again, I repeat again and again, it's all about, from here on, it's all about preparing and protecting self and family. Don't worry about the Constitution. It's gone. The Constitution is gone. The tea parties are great. I encourage people to do that, but it will not make any difference in the larger picture. But we're too far gone. We're too far down the road. It's coming at us fast. It is affecting the very air that we breathe. It's affecting the very air that we breathe. And that situation in the Gulf with the chemistry, atmosphere, rain, hurricanes will only get worse.
That's right.
How's that for a start?
That's a pretty realistic view of things, and I find it extremely interesting that, well, I know why the mainstream media and all of these outlets for the government, the EPA, everybody's keeping hush-hush on it. As a matter of fact, the EPA just came out and was talking about the dispersant being non-toxic, and I think one of the descriptive terms that a BP representative used is it's non-toxic like dish soap. It has the same toxicity as dish soap, which baffles my mind. I mean, we know that for a fact. We know that the toxicity is bad, hence the reason why the UK has banned it, hence the reason why it caused all sorts of health problems with the Exxon Valdez oil spill. And what I also find interesting that a lot of people don't understand is when the oil is leaking out of the blowout preventer, they're actually blowing Corexit, injecting it into that so that the dispersant is dispersed immediately when that oil leaks out. They don't want that oil to get to the surface. And what you do see up on the surface is a very small portion of it, which is pretty daunting if you think about it, because that's a lot of oil on the surface. So how much oil is not coming to the surface?
Well, yes, everything you've said is certainly accurate. We believe that there's other damage in the floor of the Gulf, and we believe that great quantities of oil and gas are coming out of the floor, in addition to the main blowout preventer site. So that's one of the reasons, there's several reasons we believe that they want the press and public not to see what's going on or not to be in that area. It's very dangerous to be there. Those ships and those men are putting themselves in great, great, great danger by being in that area.
I've heard, Griff, that benzene, one of the gases that are being emitted by the Gulf, by this catastrophe, has the potential to cause cancer in people with a simple exposure of, say, 6 months to a year. You can develop cancer from benzene.
Sure.
And that's just breathing it in.
Sure.
And think about all the people down there that are exposed to this.
Yes. And that's only one of the chemicals.
Right.
It's a very complex chemistry in the atmosphere and in the water down there. Things are happening that no one really has a handle on. The chemical that they're spraying into the oil to keep it on the bottom and to break it up, we're reading one of the science documents on that, and it's never been tested on humans before. So they don't know. They're making a wild guess when they say it's they're lying. They're just flat lying. BP is lying and the government's lying. They're all lying. And they're lying to each other, too. That's what we found in the chemtrail matter. Everybody involved was simply lying to each other. And they were lying inside the program. That's what made it so difficult to get a handle on the inside and to understand as much as we do about the original chemtrail program, because they were all lying to each other, and it was compartmentalized at every level, you see. It's hard to backward engineer something like that.
Oh, I can imagine. Before we get started into the meat and potatoes of this conversation tonight, I'd like to recap a little bit about this catastrophe, about how it unfolded, and about some of the things that we've learned thus far before we get into